I don't like the terms of this contract. All right. Thank you for your feedback, girlfriend. I think that for Paulo, he needs to be taken care of like this, this, and this. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I thought about your proposal, and here's our rebuttal. Here it is. I wrote it on the back of this napkin. She turns it over. It just says, "Fuck you" in Portuguese. How did that go for Tito with Jenna Jameson? You know? Well, look at how Jenna's done. She's wealthy. You're all, yeah. You want to know why she's wealthy? It's because she was the first porn star that was able to make her face look like she really, genuinely, deeply loved what she was doing when she was swallowing. So some of my best topics have come from fans of the channel sending them to me. Jesse, have you seen this yet? And today, Irving Rodriguez, one of our viewers, sent me an article stating Paulo Costa has made the brilliant decision to fire Walid Ismail because he's a controversial manager. I really don't understand why he's controversial, but he's a controversial manager. And he's hired, and I was like, oh, who's it going to be, right? Who's it going to be? Because every time someone fires their manager, I'm always like, all right, that doesn't necessarily mean it's something bad. If there's a reason to fire your manager, then, you fire your manager, I guess, right? But what's your plan? What's your plan? Did you guys get in a disagreement? You're just going to fire him and then you're just going to do your own thing? Or do you actually have, hopefully you have another manager, right? Because you wouldn't just fire your manager and have no plan, right? You wouldn't, that's crazy. That's crazy talk. When John Jones fired First Round is obviously great management. They got Masvidal paid. They've got a lot of guys paid. They've made, as a matter of fact, they did the Tyron Woodley and Jake Paul deal. They make guys money. But John Jones, they couldn't get that deal done with UFC, whatever, so he fires. At least you're like, okay, I understand why. I understand. Sean O'Malley fired his management because he wants to manage himself, whatever. Dominic Cruz says you don't need a manager. Understand. Here's the difference, though. Dominic Cruz is smarter than the managers that would manage him, right? I'm not, that's not I'm not like, hey, Ali Abdelaziz and Dominic Cruz, I looked at them and this one's smarter. I'm just saying most of the time people need managers. Dominic Cruz is vastly more intelligent than basically every fighter in the UFC. And so he looks and he's like, why the hell would you need a manager? It's like, dude, because the other people in the UFC are not even close to as smart as you, dude. I understand why you don't need one, right? You don't need one because you're super fucking smart and there's nothing they can really do that you wouldn't be able to do for yourself except better because you have a bigger vested interest. Totally understand. Paulo Costa, why do you need a manager? He's all, what? Well, why do you think you need a manager? He's all, a manager. I'm like, yeah, manager. We were just talking to Dominic Cruz and we were talking about how he doesn't need a manager because he's smarter than all the UFC fighters. And he obviously has a strategic mind that is superior than probably any, or at least as sound as any management would be, right? What about you? He's all, Dominic Cruz. Yeah. This is not a language barrier. This is just like a goldfish brain barrier, right? And before I even get into this, I am in a fantastic mood right now. You want to know why? I keep failing to mention that Gabrielle has a line of products. Look, some of you guys know this. I'm like a person you would consider to be like a drug addict, right? I don't do drugs now, but I'm a drug addict, which is why I don't do drugs. Because if I do, then I don't stop. It's one of those things here, dude, here, take these pills. All right, good time. 6 months later, hey, did you stop taking those pills? I didn't, dude. I didn't stop. I just didn't stop. I didn't stop. Well, what would happen now if you stopped? Hell on earth. So you gonna keep doing them? I don't know, man. I didn't really think that far ahead. So I don't do it. But for people like me who tend towards that kind of thing, if I tell you that something that you put in your body is the bomb, right? If I tell you it's the bomb, trust me, it's the bomb. There's no placebo effect. That's not the kind of thing. Gabrielle's products, I have a link in the description below. The Happy products are exactly that. I would suggest the peach tea. If you try it, I'll tell you this. If you try that peach tea, okay, if you try it, and then you do not if you don't significantly go whoa, dude, this is way better than this is way better than coffee. If you don't have that reaction, email me. I'll fucking buy the tub from you. I drink it every single day. Every single day. I get furious if we run out. Gabrielle, what the you have one job. That's to bang me when I ask you to, keep our kids taken care of, fix me a sandwich, do my laundry, make sure you always look super hot, and never let us run out of fucking peach tea. You think you can handle that? So, give it a run. You guys will love it. Link below. But yeah, getting back to the point I was making. So, Paulo, do you think that you need a manager? Or how about this? Let's ask every other person. Hey, do you think Paulo Costa would do a good job managing himself? No. You don't, huh? No. See, if someone asked me, do you think he'd do a good job managing himself? I'd be like, I mean, hasn't he been doing that anyway? There's no way that the things he puts on Twitter were recommended or endorsed by a management. There's absolutely no way. There's no way that it was like, okay, so listen, you know, we were undefeated. We looked great. This Izzy fight was a tough one. You know, he bent us over like a dog. He humped us. He made us look like a girl. He turned us into his prison girlfriend after the fight. So what's our statement going to be? And it was like, you know, let's really, really think through how we want to handle this because you don't speak English anyway, right? You don't speak English anyway. So I mean, certainly not well enough that like, you know, you should just be methodical with what information you put out to the American fans. So here's what our messaging should be. Okay. Yeah. Let's do that. Okay. So let's say that you drank an entire bottle of wine the night before and didn't sleep 1 minute. Okay. I like it. You do. Yes. Oh, I was saying that would be like the worst possible thing that you could say. But I think I like that. That's what I did. Yeah. I know. But we're talking about PR here. Like we're talking about management of your career. Okay. So what I'm hearing, I say, drank a bottle of wine, didn't sleep. Okay. You're not listening. You're not listening to what I said. I also want to get paid more money. All right. Well, I mean, I've heard that before. You know, this is going to be shocking. I've heard that before, that you wanted to get paid more money. Uh-huh. A lot more money. How much more, out of curiosity? $10 million more. Over what, 100 fights or what? I won't fight for less than $375,000. Okay, but you have 6 fights left on your deal. Well, I won't fight. They will just tell you that you're not going to fight then. Well, I'm going to go put it on Twitter anyway. I will not fight for less than $375,000. All right, what do you think we accomplished there? I don't know. They know that I won't fight, but are you really not going to fight? No, I'll still fight. Okay. I have a feeling Hunter and Dana know that. I'm just saying I have a feeling. That probably was not a very effective tactic. So I don't think that he's been listening to his management very much either. You know, his management's like, hey, so where are we at on weight? You know, I mean, I know that's not really the manager's job, but like, you know, where are we at on your weight? He's all, oh, I'll be good. You'll be good, huh? Mm-hmm. You'll be good. Oh, yeah. What do you weigh? 260. We're fighting at 185. Oh, I'll drop that weight for sure. So anyway, so he's been basically fighting without a manager anyway, right? So when he fired his manager, not shocking. What's your plan? I am hiring my girlfriend. You're hiring your girlfriend. I am hiring my girlfriend. So the only thing I could think of that would be worse than you managing yourself like a goldfish would be if you hired your girlfriend, you know? Because as I say this, I know this is going to sound like, you know, kind of sexist, which it's not meant to be. Lots of women could do a great job managing people, I'm sure. Although I will at least say that I caught myself earlier when I did a video about this, and then I was like, I'm not going to post that one. I caught myself where it was like, Paulo Costa fired his manager and hired his brother. I'd be like, oh, I wonder if his brother's smart. I wonder if he's smart. Paulo Costa fired his manager and hired his girlfriend. He did. What now? Has she ever managed a fighter? You know, as opposed to like his brother. Hey, has he ever managed a fighter? Anyway, I'm a sexist asshole. I can't help it. I'm at least calling myself out about it. But nonetheless, it doesn't make it any better of an idea. Okay. She obviously never managed any fighters. Okay. But here's why it's much worse, right? Like, so if he did hire let's say his brother was a low functioning, complete and total moron, right? And he hired him. And he's a moron. He has no idea what he's doing. He's floundering. The UFC's taking advantage of him, etc. So at least he's just a moron. And Paulo Costa won't get, you know, any like good benefit from having a good manager. They'll probably get taken advantage of, etc. Fine. Okay. When you bring the girl in, as the manager, when very clearly, okay, so I can look at a person, I can look at a photograph of a person and I could tell a lot about him. And that's not me sucking my own dick. This is just something I can do. Photographs. I look at them, I'm like, I could tell a lot about a person's personality just by looking at a photograph if I could see their eyes. So like when Mike Perry fired whoever and he's like, oh, my girl's my coach, this is very, very different from that. Like that was Mike Perry just being like, fuck it, I could do this shit on my own, okay? That's very different than a girl who I can look in her eyes and I can tell you for sure, she convinced him that she can do a better job than the manager. Okay. She's got like smart eyes. She's like, I'm smart. Like she's a smart chick, right? Except one of those chicks that's too smart and overconfident to realize you don't have any fucking idea what you're doing, dude. You're not going to be able to do a better job than this guy. You don't know this business at all. You are just throwing Costa into a situation where now, since it's his girl doing the negotiation, you are going to throw him into emotional turmoil because when she argues with the organization, which is what the management's fucking job is, now you have to be the dude that's going to feel protective and you're going to get distracted and you're not going to fight as well. So look, let me just show you exactly what this is going to look like. Okay. So she is going to, probably by phone, maybe Zoom, I would like to get an introduction with Hunter Campbell. He's going to be like, oh, that's cool. Well, your dude has 5 more fights on his deal. So maybe we'll do a Zoom in a year. We don't really have anything to talk about at this point, right? Well, I would like to talk to you. Mm-hmm. I am sure you would. Well, I would like to talk to Dana. Oh yeah. You're the only one that wants to talk to Dana. But I'll tell you what, I'll humor this. Zoom. I would like to understand why Paulo Costa's why his contract says blah 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 blah. Well, because that's our standard boilerplate wording. That's in every contract. Well, I don't think it's fair. I'm sorry, did you say fair? I don't think it's fair to the fighter. I don't think it's fair to my fighter. Well, I am glad that you feel that way. And next time we do a contract, I will make sure to take your feedback into account and give it just as much weight as it deserves. It's like, wait, what? Yeah. Hey, sweetheart, welcome to the big leagues. Did you come in here with no leverage? Did you come in here and just demand things? So what happens if I don't pay him? What's he going to do? Because here, you see this contract here that he signed? That's an 8-fight deal. You know how many he has left? Well, I don't think that contract is legit. Oh, I bet you don't. The thing is like lawyers and courts here definitely will. He's got 5 fights left. 5 fights. Why don't you go see how many fights, or the amount of time that's passed between this fight and his 5 fights previous. Just see what kind of time frame we're looking at. How old is he? I don't understand the question. I know, that's why you shouldn't be managing him. How old is he? He's 32. Okay. Well, it took him 3 years to fight 5 times, which means he'll be 36 by the end of this contract, which means his value will be probably diminished quite a bit. So unless you have the ability to make a lot more people buy pay-per-views when he fights, then, your demand here, you know what? Actually, I am going to make a deal with you. I changed my mind. I'm going to make a deal. I like your style. I think you're a go-getter. I think you have the world by the balls and you just don't even realize it yet. I'm impressed with you. Hang on. Give me that napkin back. Here. There's the new offer. She turns it over. It just says, fuck you again in Portuguese. She's all, this is the same offer. He's like, I know, I was just kidding. Woo! Welcome to the big leagues. But as of now, he's under contract for another 3 years and has another 5-6 fights left. So what are we talking about? How did that go for Tito with Jenna Jameson? Well, look at how Jenna's done. She's wealthy. You're all, yeah. You want to know why she's wealthy? Yeah, I do, actually. If you think it's any other reason than her having a really smart head for business. It's because she was the first porn star that was able to make her face look like she really, genuinely, deeply loved what she was doing when she was swallowing, she loved it. Like, she convinced every person who watched her that there's nothing she would have rather been doing than getting pulverized by the dude that was pulverizing her. And she did it in a way where it wasn't like dirty, Like, she's not like a dirty face girl. She wasn't like one of those, like she did all the same dirty stuff, but somehow it came off classy at the same time, Like things that were like, if you described it verbally, it's like, yeah, that's like what a complete and total gutter skank does. But when she did it for some reason, it was just like, damn, man. She is a hot piece of class, and I can't really put my finger on it. And there was really no other porn star that was able to do that. And so she was so popular, and it was still back when we sold VHSs and DVDs, that she figured out how to get a hold of her masters, and she made millions, It was more about her ability to convince you that the stranger that was fucking her was pleasuring her in ways that she couldn't even describe verbally, you know? So my question is, how do you think those skills are going to transfer over to negotiating your UFC contract against Dana and the Fertittas? I'm just saying, how do you think that those two things are going to go? Like, what skills could she bring into that negotiation that, say, a professional manager would not be able to? I think you know where this is going. So what my question is do you think they're going to pay an extra $1 million if she sucks their, bodies? Every fucking inch of those bodies. Because I don't think those skills are going to transfer very well. I'm talking about Jenna Jameson, not Paulo Costa's girl, by the way. I am not suggesting that she would offer that, nor am I even suggesting that Jenna Jameson would. It's just a funny hypothetical. But in Paulo Costa's girl's, situation, it's like, what exactly do you think you're going to be able to do? Now, again, Dominic Cruz brings up a good point, but he's smart. Dominic Cruz can negotiate. Like, he can have the kind of, this is all you need to do. Like, if you really, really want to be able to manage fighters in a successful way, this is what you need to be able to do. You need to be able to give them good advice on their career, and then you need to help them follow through with it. And then you need to be able to speak the same language as the people who are negotiating the contracts. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't think there are very many managers that do a very good job of that. Right. I think you have Ali. I think you have Markel. I'm sure the first round guys, I don't know them, but I'm sure they do a pretty good job. But here's what you need to do. Like, someone comes to you, they're like, listen, man, I get a lot of guys that reach out to me looking for career advice. Generally like they're friends or relatives of guys early in their UFC career. They're like, what would you like? How do I get them going? Here is the best advice I can give any of you guys. Number one, aside from being a fantastic and exciting fighter, okay? Find something that makes you identifiable. As an example, get a fucking tattoo on your face. Get a huge tattoo of a samurai on your face. Now, that's a half joke, but it's a half joke, okay? If you get a fucking huge back tattoo, people go, oh, it's that guy. Also, rename yourself. Blood Diamond? You think that? I feel like that's not his born name. And even though he's not even very, he's not even like a big winning UFC fighter, every time he fights, Blood Diamond's fighting. Why do you think that is? Do you think it's because of his fight record, or do you think it's because he named himself fucking Blood Diamond? How about you name yourself King Kong Trojan Horse? Just pick any words that you smash together, like do like a fucking word, one of those word jumbles. You put a bunch of tough guy words like over here, and it's like bloody face bone. You're like, damn, all right. You have to go with the first one, dude. You have to go with the first one. You're all bloody face bone. You're all, yep. Bloody face bone. And this one, it's like Steel Road Warrior. Fuck, dude. All right, my new name is Steel Road Warrior. You're like, no, your nickname? No, not my fucking nickname. I'm legally changing my name to Steel Road Warrior. All right, well, let's keep playing this game. Fuck, man. Let's get Red Donkey. Red Donkey. How is that tough guy? Yeah, you have to go with it, dude. You have to go with it. See, that would work for, if Sam Alvey was going to do this, Red Donkey, dude. Look at that. Look at how I just back into jokes like that. That's fucking off the cuff, son. All right? That's right off the cuff. Red Donkey. I had no idea I was going to Sam Alvey right there. I am freestyling. Okay? Now, if I was going to rename myself, it would be Silver Balls Tongue. Ooh, Nelly. Silver Tongue. Big ass balls. Sheath underwear. So, yeah. So you advise them of things like that, and then you follow through and help them. Because if you can't get on the mic, if you can't be Chael, okay? Chael Sonnen? First of all, Chael Sonnen is a fantastic fighter name. That is a very identifiable, very I'm sure he was born Chael Sonnen. Excellent fighter name. But nonetheless, he has no idea. He has no face tattoos. He didn't change his name to fucking, Green Thumb Murder Machine or whatever. Terrible example. But he's the best on the mic ever, dude. There's no equal to him. The Nogueira brothers, he tried to feed a carrot to a bus. He thought it was a horse. There's no one who could fuck with his mic skills. Right? So change your name. Tattoos is the equalizer for people who can't get on the mic and do it like Chael. Or your boy. So that. And then when you get into the negotiation process, you need to understand where your leverage points are. You need to understand how you can push things in your direction. It's very hard. I'll be honest with you. For most people, like it's going to be hard. They know how to counteroffer, but you need to be able to speak their language. Look at the contract, and just go through it and be like, this is unreasonable. Because if you don't at least do that, if you can't go through a contract, right, and go, no, this is no. There's no way we're going to sign off on an extension tied to XYZ. Like and be able to communicate in a way that's like, in section 11.5.2, this says that if the fighter, and that's it. That's it. Okay? So I have a feeling she has more likelihood of fucking things up than she does of getting him a better deal. And I think there's nothing that is more poison to a professional athlete's career than a significant other in general. Okay? Early stage relationship or someone who always wants to be involved. Poison. Fucking poison. Every time you hear that a professional athlete has a brand new, like really heavy romantic relationship, bet against him. Fucking bet against him. If it's a fighter, every time they lose. If it's a golfer, every time they lose. It's too distracting, dude. It's too distracting. And if they want to be all up in your shit, Ronda Rousey, Travis Brown got together. How'd that go? Not very good. I love both of them, but not very good. Romance and fighting doesn't go well together. So why the fuck would you mix it with your management? Anyway, that's what I got. Love you guys. Peace.